for Melody Ranch and Gene Autry.
I'm back in the saddle again, out where a friend is a friend, where the longhorn cattle feed on the lowly Jensen weed. I'm back in the saddle again.
That's right, folks. It's another visit with all the gang here at Melody Ranch. There's Pat Buttram, the Cass County Boys, the Gene Autry Blue Jeans, Carl Cotner's Melody Ranch Hardway 6, and yours truly, Charlie Lyon. Right now, though, meet the boss man himself, America's favorite cowboy, Gene Autry.
Powder your face with sunshine, put on a great big smile, make up your eyes with laughter. Folks will be laughing with you in a little while. Whistle a tune of gladness, who never was in style. The future's brighter when hearts are lighter. Smile, smile, smile. Whistle a tune of gladness, blue never was in style. The future's brighter when hearts are lighter. Smile, smile, smile. Well, howdy, everybody, and welcome once again to Melody Ranch. Well, I wonder where that Buttram is. I haven't seen him all day. Johnny?
Yeah?
Johnny Bond?
Yeah, what is, Gene?
Seen anything of Pat Buttram?
Oh, sure. He's been in his bunk all day. Claims he's deathly sick just 'cause he happened to sneeze twice this morning. And he went right to bed. Me and Shorty took over his work for him.
Why, that lazy, no good for nothing. I'll fix him. I'm going right over to the bunkhouse. Thank you, Johnny.
All right. Come in.
Well, Buttram?
No, not well at all, Mr. Artery. Oh, but I'm glad you come over. You can be a witness. I'm a-making out my will. I, Patrick Buttram, being of sound mind...
That statement alone will make the will worthless.
Mr. Artery, that's no way to talk to a dying man. Let me see now. I, Patrick Buttram, being of sound mind, have therefore spent all my money while I was living.
Pat Buttram, there isn't a thing in the world wrong with you, and you know it.
A lot of sympathy you get around here. After I've been battling for my life for the last 7 hours. Why, I even called a doctor, and he come over with the nurse. And I was so weak, I'd hardly had the strength to write down the nurse's phone number. And another thing, not a morsel of food has passed my lips all day.
Well, come to think of it, I didn't see you at the supper table.
No.
And if you're not eating, then you must be sick.
Oh, I'm sick, yeah.
Well, I'll fix the pillow for you.
Oh, that's all right, Mr. Artery. You needn't bother about the pillow. It's all right. I don't...
But now, wait just a minute. Say, why's your pillow so lumpy?
Oh.
What's under it?
Oh, nothing, Mr. Artery. Please, Mr. Artery, don't now.
I should have known. A loaf of bread and a whole leg of lamb. So you haven't eaten, huh? Well, what's the loaf of bread and a leg of lamb doing under there?
Oh, that? Oh, well, you see, I don't like my pillow too low.
Buttram, the pillow hasn't been made yet that's low enough for the likes of you.
Oh.
Now you get out of that bunk and get dressed and get to work.
Get dressed? I am dressed. Who ever heard of going to bed any other way? Shame on you, Mr. Artery. Well, it'll probably be my last day here on Earth, but there's some people that just don't care. All right. I'll get up. Oh, my chest.
Now, Patrick,
chest.
wait a minute. Do you feel as though that there was a steel band around your chest and was drawing tighter and tighter?
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
Well, loosen your belt. You've got it too tight.
All right, Mr. Artery. Laugh at me if you will. You can scoff. I'm just going to take my medicine bottle here and get going.
What kind of medicine?
Well, it's an old family remedy called Dr. Hiccup's Magic Pickup. You take 2 spoonfuls of Dr. Hiccup's Magic Pickup And first you hiccup, and then you pick up.
Pick up? What do you pick up?
Your hat, it falls off when you hiccup. So long, Mr. Artery.
Well, so long, Patrick, you lovable old faker. And now for the Cass County Boys and the Blue Jeans. Just listen close to this one, folks.
I ride an old paint, I lead an old lamb. I'm going to Montana to throw the hula hand. They feed in the tulies, they water in the draw. Their tails are all matted, their backs are all raw. Ride around, little doggies, ride around, go slow. For these fiery-eyed ponies are raring to go. Oh, when I die, take my saddle from the wall. Just put it on my pony and lead him from his stall. Tie my bones on his back, turn our faces to the west, and we'll ride the prairie that we love the best. Ride around, little doggies, ride around, go slow, for these fiery-eyed ponies are raring to go.
Oh, think of that, kids. Every time I see her passing by, all I do is hang my head and cry. And I can't forget her, though I try. All I do is hang my head and cry. Oh, I know not how to ease my mind, since she left our world of love behind. Every time I see her passing by, all I do is hang my head and cry. Foolish pride, oh pride, what have you done? You have made me lose my only one. Now each time I see her passing by, all I do is hang my head and cry. Well, thank you, folks. Thanks a lot.
That you need specs, real strong ones.
Johnny, I declare, sometimes you're as daffy as a red ant in a hot skillet.
Now, just a minute here. Just a minute. What's the argument all about this time?
Oh, I said that picture on the wall was crooked, and Johnny says it wasn't. Now, I'll leave it to you, Mr. Artery. Just look.
Well, things weren't always the way they looked, Patrick.
Well, to me, seeing is believing.
Well, you remember the case of old Dan Harris? We almost got fooled that time.
Oh, yeah, well, I guess you're right there. But I'm still glad I said it.
How come?
'Cause now you've got a story to tell right from the beginning.
Well, I guess that's a good place to start. I rode over to the Bar H spread that morning to make a deal for some alfalfa with Dan Harris. As it happened, I got there just in time. Dan's foreman, a big husky fella, had the old man backed up to the barn door, roughing him up plenty.
Yeah, nobody fires Pete Maxwell. I'll show you. Stop it. It isn't. Don't fire me.
All right. Now, wait, Pete. That's enough.
This ain't your business, Autry.
I'm making it mine. Now, let Dan alone.
Sure, I'll let him alone. Just long enough.
All right. Forget the gun, Pete.
I ain't reaching, Autry.
Dan, if I understood right, why, you just gave Pete the walking papers.
That's right, Gene. I had to fire him.
All right, you heard him, Pete. Now, mount up and get going.
And don't come back.
Well, I'll mount up. But that don't say I won't be back. Nobody pushes Pete Maxwell around. You'll find that out, Harris, a lot sooner than you think.
Well, you're lucky to get rid of a foreman like that, Dan.
Thanks for what you done, Gene. Maybe it's partly my fault. I ain't been very good to live around, not since my wife died.
That gave him no right to hit a man twice his age.
Maybe not. You know, Pete was all right till he got to gambling. I paid off his debts as long as I could.
He never paid you back?
No, this time he wanted $1,000 more.
Oh.
I wouldn't give it to him. One word led to another, and, well, I guess it's all over now.
Not to hear Pete talk, it isn't over.
Gene, you know how a man talks when he gets riled.
Just the same, you'd better watch him, Dan. Well, Pete made a lot of big talk around Sagebrush that night about what he was going to do to Dan Harris. I told my hands to keep a lookout just in case. The next afternoon, Pat came into my office in a hurry.
Mr. Autry, hey,
Yeah?
Mr. Autry.
What's up, Pat?
I just saw Pete Maxwell cutting across the back pasture over towards the Bar H.
I've been afraid of that. Well, come on, let's get over there.
Yeah. Hey, that's Pete coming out of the house.
All right, let me do the talking. Oh, champ. Oh, boy. Hey, Pete. What are you doing here?
Don't get your dander up, Autry.
I thought Dan told you to keep off of this place.
Now, Autry, I'm sorry about yesterday. I got to thinking it over and decided to come out and patch things up, that's all.
Mm-hmm. You sure changed the tune mighty quick there, didn't you?
Well, a man can apologize, can't he?
I guess so. Did Dan have anything to say?
Well, you know, that's a funny thing. He just sat there looking into the fireplace, just like he didn't care about nothing. Just said he was about ready to give up.
That doesn't sound like Dan Harris to me.
Well, he's still grieving about his wife, I guess. Poor fella.
Well, you wait here. I'll go in and see what he has to say.
No, I think you better leave him be for now, Autry. I don't think he wants to see anybody.
Pistol shot.
From inside the house. Come on, Pat. Just a minute, boys.
Well, what do you know? He shot himself.
Is he dead, Mr. Autry?
Yeah, I'm afraid he is, Pat.
Well, I ain't surprised. Well, it's lucky for me you two was outside with me when it happened. All the threats I'd been making.
Yeah, that's right, Pete. You better go and call the sheriff. Tell him to get out here right away.
Sure, Autry, sure. Anything to help.
Pat.
Yeah?
After he makes that phone call, well, you get out of the house and keep him there till the sheriff gets here.
What for, Mr. Autry?
Well, I'd like to look around. There's no telling what I might find.
Yeah.
I got here as soon as I could, boys. Where's Gene?
He's waiting inside, Sheriff.
Yeah, he's been there ever since I called you, Sheriff. Paying his last respects, I guess you might say.
Well, might as well go on in.
You know, it happened just like I told you, Sheriff. We was all out here when we heard a shot. Then we found Harris in there dead. His own gun in his hand.
Howdy, Sheriff. Come on in.
Hello, Gene. Sure sorry about all this.
Well, so am I. Well, Dan's there just the way we found him.
Well, that gun in his hand and your witness that he was alone makes it a suicide, I guess.
No, Sheriff. Dan wasn't alone when he died, and that wasn't suicide.
Well, now, hold on, Autry. You and Pat was with me outside when we heard the shot.
Yeah, but not the shot that killed him. He had been dead at least 15 minutes when we found him. Anybody could tell that.
You're guessing, that's all. Just guessing.
Sheriff, here's a bullet that I just dug out of the wall. You might want it for evidence.
Well, what about it, Gene? What's on your mind?
Well, let's guess some more. Let's say that Pete was in the room when Pat and I rode up. He had just killed Dan Harris. He saw us from the window, and he had to think fast. So he took the cartridge from Dan's gun belt, placed it in the coals of the fireplace. And luck was with him, because the heat exploded the bullet just at the right time while we were all outside.
Oh, you're talking crazy, Autry. You can't prove nothing.
Pete, didn't your mama ever learn you not to interrupt when other folks is talking?
Here's the empty shell I found in the fireplace, Sheriff. Have a look at it.
45, all right. That's sure plenty enough for me. Pete Maxwell, I'm arresting you for the...
Hey, he's getting away.
Hold your fire, Sheriff. I want this man alive. There's for you, boy.
Woo-wee. That should have knocked some sense into his marble head.
I'll take him now, Gene.
He's all yours, Sheriff. Just get him out of here. Friends and neighbors, whenever I wander down a mountain trail in sunlight so clear it seems almost brittle, it's just like the air is filled with sweet music, the snow-capped peaks or the bell towers, as all nature joins the melody. No wonder, then, that one of our greatest cowboy classics is The Singing Hills Are Singing Tonight, and echoing a song of long ago. The singing hills were singing that night, that lovely night you said I love you so. The wind in the valley joined in our sweet refrain, but now the wind and I, each night we cry, come back again, though you are gone, the song lingers on, still echoing among the singing hills. The singing hills are singing tonight, and echoing a song of long ago. The singing hills were singing that night, that lovely night you said I love you so. The wind in the valley joined in our sweet refrain, but now the wind and I, each night we cry, come back again, though you are gone, the song lingers on, still echoing among the singing hills. The biggest thing in the 48 is a forgotten pioneer, citizen, politician, soldier, hero. That's a brief but truthful introduction to Davy Crockett. Born on a mountain in Tennessee, the greenest state in the land of the free. Raised in the woods so he knew every tree. He killed a bear when he was only 3. Davy Crockett
of the wild frontier.
Fought single-handed through the Indian War till the troops was whipped and peace was in store. And while he was handling this risky chore, made him a legend forevermore.
Davy Crockett, the man who knew no fear.
Off to Congress and served a spell, fixing up the government and laws as well. Took over Washington, so I hear tell, and patched up the crack in the Liberty Bell.
Davy Crockett, seeing his duty clear.
When he came home, his politicking done, the big Western March had just begun. He packed up his gear and his trusty gun, and lit out a grinning to follow the sun.
Davy Crockett, leading the pioneers.
His land is the biggest and his land is the best. From the grassy plains to the mountain crest, he's a heading us all and a meeting the test, and following his legend right to the west.
Davy Crockett, king of the wild frontier. Davy Crockett, king of the wild frontier.
Thank you, friends. I'm glad you liked it. Before we close the minutes of this meeting, the Cass County Boys and the Blue Jeans want to sing Open Up Your Heart. And now's a good time, kids.
When you are unhappy, the devil wears a grin. But oh, he starts to run when the light comes pouring in. I know he'll be unhappy 'cause I'll never wear a frown. Maybe if we keep on smiling, he'll get tired of hanging round. So let the sun shine in, face it with a grin. Smilers never lose and frowners never win. So let the sun shine in, face it with a grin. Open up your heart and let the sun shine in. If I forget to say my prayers, the devil jumps with glee. But he feels so awful, awful when he sees me on my knees. So if you're full of trouble and you never seem to win, just open up your heart and let the sun shine in.
So let the sun shine in.
Clouds all have a silver line.
Face it with a grin.
Wear a great big smile for
Smilers never lose.
anything but the blues.
And frowners never win.
No, 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 no,
So
no,
let
no,
the
no.
sun shine in.
The devil soon will be a running.
Face it with a grin.
Let him go, let him go, let him go. Open up your heart and let the sun shine
Might as well, Cass County Boys and Blue Jeans.
This is the United States Armed Forces Radio and Television Service.